This video is for the 9-3 work together and on your own. The instructions in your textbook start on page 259. It says selected accounts payable and general ledger accounts for gold and fabrics are given in the working papers. Use the purchases journal from work together 9-2. Your instructor will guide you through the following examples and save your work to complete work together 9-5. So you will also need this page as well. This is workbook page 203. You will also need this page though to do 9-4 and then 9-5 as well. So what we're doing, the first step, we need to post a transaction from the purchases journal to the accounts payable ledger. So we need to post these 3 transactions just to the accounts payable ledger. And that can be found right here on the back. So the accounts payable ledger is only going to include the vendors where we purchase on account from. Where we purchase anything on account, they're going to be listed here. So the first one was October 2nd for Pacific Supply. And right now we're just looking at the accounts payable credit. So we are going to post this amount, $3,252, as a credit to Pacific Supply. Because remember, all of these accounts written here are accounts payable. And so we're going to put it as a credit. So the date was October 2nd. And this was Pacific Supply. So if I flip it over, I need to put in 2. The October is already written on the first line. Do not write anything in the item column. We put in balance previously when we did 9-1 when we had to start a new ledger in here. And then the post reference we used to just write the page number, which is 10. However, we now have 5 journals. We currently just have 1, but we will have 5. So putting in 10 is not going to help us because there's 5 different journals to go through. So we need to abbreviate for the purchases journal. We're going to put P10 since this is our purchases journal. So P10. And I'll have to flip back again because I've already forgotten the amount. 3,252. And this is going to go in as a credit because this was accounts payable Pacific Supply. So it's going in as a credit. So let me flip over. This will be a credit for $3,252. Let me just make sure that was the right amount. So instead of having a debit and credit column balance in our accounts payable ledger, we just have a credit balance. And that's because these are all accounts payable. Accounts payable have a normal credit balance. And so because of that, we're typically always either going to have a credit balance or a zero balance. It would be very unlikely for us to have a debit balance. If we did have a debit balance, we could put it in parentheses. So since I have a credit balance here of $925.65 and I have another credit, I will need to add these 2 credits together to calculate my new credit balance. So I'm going to use my calculator for that. And that will be $4,177.65. That's our new credit balance currently for Pacific Supply. So this is done here in this ledger, the date, the post reference, our credit, and then our new credit balance. And our vendor number 230 is going to go in the post reference to show that we have posted this. So we're going to keep going through here, and we're just posting the individual amounts, and then we will be posting this total here when we're done. But on October 7th, we're going to post to Coastal Company. So I'm going to flip back over. I'm going to put in my date, which was the 7th. Still in October, so I'm not changing that. And this was from the journal, page 10, the purchases journal, page 10. And if I go back and I look here, Coastal Company, this was an accounts payable credit, CR's credit of $532. So for Coastal Company, I'm going to record this here as a credit for $532. So I have a credit balance of $1,698.88. I just had another credit. They are both credits, so we need to add them together to get our new credit balance of $2,230.88. The vendor number 210 is going to go in the post reference column to show that we are done posting for this transaction. And make sure you go in this order, don't jump around, don't just fill in the post references. Filling in a post reference shows us and tells us that we're done posting, and so you always want to do that last. And the last one to post individually is on the 11th for Yeatman Designs. This was for $866. So that was the 11th. If I go down here to Yeatman Designs, 11. This was from the Purchases Journal, page 10. And this was a credit for $866. So my credit balance of $877 plus the $866, I will have an ending credit balance of $1,743. And that's all filled in completely, as it should be. So the vendor number 250 will go in the post reference. So we have posted everything here individually. So we're done with the first step of the work together. The next thing we have to do is we have to post the purchases, or excuse me, total and rule the purchases journal. So in our purchases journal, same as when we used to total a journal before, we're going to put the last day of the month, and October has 31 days in the month. So I'm going to fill in 31, and then in my account credited column, I'm going to write totals. Or excuse me, just total, because there's only one total. My bad. That should just read total. Now, just like before, whenever we add, we are going to draw a single rule to indicate that we are adding. And if I use my handy-dandy calculator, it's only 3 numbers. My total here is $4,650. Now, what I really like about this journal is that my purchases debit and my accounts payable credit equal, because it's the same number. So that makes things a little easier. So I'm going to double rule this to show that my debits equal my credits. And then what we're going to do, we're going to post the purchases journal to the general ledger. So what we had before previously here, this was the accounts payable ledger, where we only have all of the vendors that we buy things on account from. And then on the next page, this is page 205 and 206 front and back, we will have our general ledger. And this is where we're going to have cash, supplies, accounts payable, like all of the normal accounts that we used to have. So if we look here, this 4,650 number, this needs to get posted 2 places. This needs to get posted to the purchases debit, or to purchases as a debit, and then also to accounts payable as a credit. So first I will post it to my purchases account, which is on the bottom of page 205. And I'm going to use the date from this total, so this will be the 31st. And my post reference is still the page number, so P10. And if you notice here, we have our regular debit and credit columns and also our balance columns for debit and credit. So this is our general ledger. It's going to look about the exact same. However, we do have the 4 numbering system now, and that's just because we have more accounts. So the more accounts you have, the greater the number you will have for your numbering system. I mean, you can have 4, 5, 6, whatever you want to do, however many numbers you would want. So this here, we have a purchases debit, 4,650. So that will go in here as my debit. I have a debit balance, and now I have another debit, so I will add those 2 numbers together to calculate my new balance, and that is going to be $94,128.25. So this is posted, this is done. If you remember from before posting, we need to put the account number underneath the column. However, we're going to have 2 accounts on here, so we want to just take up about half the amount of space. So I'm going to put in 5110. And that means I have posted to my purchases, which the account number was 5110. Now we also need to post this same total to the accounts payable account as a credit. Now our accounts payable, this is our controlling account, so our balance of our accounts payable will be the same and needs to equal if we were to total the accounts payable ledger. So this is all of them individually, so I can look at my accounts payable ledger and see what I owe each individual vendor. However, I also have one major controlling account, so I can see the total that I owe to everyone, which is really beneficial for a business. So I'm going to fill in for accounts payable, it's 31, P10, and this number is going to be an accounts payable credit. CR stands for credit. So this will go here, $4,650. So I'll take $4,650 plus $6,133.53. My new credit balance is $10,133. $783.53. And to finish this, I need to put the account number 2,110-2110 underneath our total in our purchases journal. Everything is completely filled in as it should be for this. So I'm going to take this and put it away and do the on your own as well. So for this one, it starts on page 208. And first we're going to post everything individually, and then we will go and post our totals. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pause just for sake of time, and I'm going to post everything individually, and then I will show you what that should look like. So just to show you here, and you'll pause whenever you need to when you watch this video, all my post references are filled in, 230, 250, 220. And then I'm just going to go over here in order. Remember, when we're posting to the accounts payable ledger, we are posting these as a credit because these are all accounts payable. So Laws Import, this had a credit posting to it, so the ending balance is $2,171.85. McKell Supply, this had an ending credit balance of $3,196.75. And the bottom one, Tressler Corporation, this here is a 10. I almost started writing to 30, as you can see. And then our credit balance at the end is $4,438. Everything is filled in. This was from page 11 of the Purchases Journal, so we used P11 for our post reference number. And all of these were credits, and they have credit balances, so we need to add, since both the credit and credit are the same, we will add them to get our ending balance. So to go over posting, though, for our totals, for November, there are 30 days in November, so I'm going to put 30, and then I'm going to write total. And anytime you total a journal, you need to go ahead and draw a single rule to indicate that you are totaling. And I will add up these numbers. And our total, $6,716.75. Now this is our purchases journal. There's only one number, so our debits and our credits do equal. So we're going to post this to two places. We're going to post this first to our purchases account as a debit, and then to our accounts payable account as a credit. So this can be found on page 210 of your workbook. I believe I can show it all. Here we go. So I'm going to use 30. That was the date of our totals. This is from Purchase Journal, page 11. So I'm going to put P11. And this total is going as a purchases debit. So $6,716.75. I have a debit balance, so I will add the two of those together. And my new balance is $98,900.86. And then I'm going to put in the account number for my post reference to show that I have posted this to the purchases account. Next, I need to post this to accounts payable as a credit. So I'm going to put in my date, which is 30. I will also put in P11. And this total is going as an accounts payable credit. That's what my special amount column tells me to do. So $6,716.75. And I will add that to my credit balance because they are both credits, and so that means we need to add. And that'll give me my new balance here of $16,475.60. Last thing, don't forget, we need to put in the account number underneath our total to show that everything is posted. This is our completed purchases journal page, and all of our posting is done, and we are ready to move on to our next journal.